Hey everyone, this is Michelle with Foxy Chick Designs and Magnolia Design Company with a fun project and some brand new goodies that I have gotten from Magnolia Design Company. So happy Tuesday evening. Hope you all are doing well. I'm hoping to be able to see comments tonight. So when you guys come in, if you will say hello and let me know where you're watching from, I would greatly appreciate it. Hey Mary. Oh good, I am seeing comments. Okay. Our internet went down today and it's gonna be a day or two before we get a technician here to take a look at it. So I'm going live just with my phone. I don't have my iPad tonight, so I'm glad I'm seeing some comments here. So when you guys come in, also if you see the little live button right there, if you'll comment hashtag live. If you don't see that that little red live button, if you'll comment hashtag replay, just so I know how everybody's watching. So the fun tonight is I got some new goodies. So I'm going to show you the new goodies that came in my box yesterday. And then we're going to create a fun little project. First and foremost, for those that watch me regularly, oh, it's good picture not. Oh, good. Thank you, Mary. For those that jump on and watch me every Tuesday and Thursday night, I was starting to go some Monday nights and some Friday nights. I've kind of cut back on that a little bit just because I have been dealing with some horrible headaches. Not asking for pity, no sympathy, nothing. It's just something that I deal with periodically. And this time I think it's because of my eyes. I had my eyes checked. The health of my eyes look really good, but I think it's either that or I'm sleeping, but I'm not sleeping. Like I'm sleeping through the night, but I'm not getting good sleep. So not quite sure which the deal is, but it's just been a challenge. Most nights when I get home, I just pretty much crash. And I feel bad for you guys, but I am trying to keep up with the Tuesdays and Thursday nights so that I'm staying consistent with you guys. I'm hoping once this all settles down to go back, to... My goal is eventually to be going live every evening. Not quite there yet. So I appreciate you guys just kind of bearing with me and, helping me out. You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have made Foxy Chick Designs really what it is. You guys hop on, you like the videos, you comment, you share them, you engage with me, and I appreciate that far more than what I could ever express. So now that we did all that, goobly-gook through, I want to show you some of the new products that have come out and I have picked up. Hey Linda, welcome. Thanks for jumping on. I got a new paste color, which is our mint green. So I'm excited about, getting some summery projects done with that. Then I got some cool gray, which I have some of it, but I'm just about out. So I went ahead and got another one because I do use my gray a lot. But what do you guys think of that color combination? I love that mint green and that gray. So that might be a combination that you see quite a bit. Then I ventured out and I got 2 inks. I've not done a whole lot of projects on this page and channel with ink, but I'm kind of venturing out. I've had black ink. It came with my starter kit, but I also got, it's called Vivid Cruline. It's a real pretty blue. And for those of you that are not sure what the ink is that I'm talking about, Magnolia Design Company has a chalk paste which you use on kind of your hard surfaces, your chalkboards, your like my actual wood pieces the stir sticks, anything that you're not really going to wash or wear, anything like that. Our ink is permanent. So when you heat set it, it can be put on ceramics and fabric. So like pillowcases, onesies, t-shirts, anything that you're going to wash, because it can be heat set and it's permanent. Also with the ceramics, you can bake it, so you can make mugs and like coasters and things like that. So I got this real pretty blue, and this is called Vivid Crude Lean. It's a 3-ounce permanent ink, and it is also available on my website. And then I also got Sangria, which is this real pretty yard signs. Actually, Mary, yard signs I use my chalk paste for. And if you seal it, it doesn't run. My sister and I, when she was here last year, made yard signs for my front yard with my husband and I's name on it. And she did it all with a mixture of chalk paste and ink, just because I had some leftovers from another company I was with and kind of wanted to get rid of them. So she used that. But if you seal the chalk paste with an acrylic, either a spray Mod Podge, which is what I use a spray Mod Podge, and or an acrylic sealer, you can use your chalk paste on your yard signs, and it works really well. But I got this Sangria, which is also a 3-ounce ink, and that is just a real pretty, really doesn't, you really don't see the actual color. I mean, it's just a real pretty dark, kind of like a purpley pink. I don't know really how to explain it. But it's a real pretty color, and so I got that. Well, thanks for the tip. Oh, my pleasure. Then, oh, I am super excited about these guys. These guys are going to be my favorite, because this gives me a chance to kind of dabble in some different techniques. But we have a 5-pack of little squeegee like paintbrushes, and there's a pointed one, there's one that has like a little swoop on the side, there's one that has a little bit of a different swoop. I don't even know how to explain them. Then there's like the chiseled tip, and then there's one that's kind of a point and a chisel. It almost looks like an X-Acto knife. And they come in a set of 5, like this. They come in this cute little bag. So these guys I am really excited about using, because these guys, them coming out with these guys was like almost genius. And the little squeegee parts feel like are small and medium squeegees, but they're also the Magnolia green. And it's a little bit, the chisel tip is a little bit smaller than even the one that's on our multi-purpose tool. The chisel tip here, the one in here is just even a hair smaller. So just for those little intricate detailed things that even your chisel tip on your multi-purpose tool is a little too big, it gives you an even smaller one than that. So these guys you'll be seeing a lot, and these are also available on the website. Then, oh, now we're getting to the stencils. I have, just to preface this first one here, I have a brand new third cousin. I know it sounds weird. Third cousin coming in just 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks or under is when Oliver Reagan will be making his wonderful appearance. And he has an awesome big brother, Nolan Michael, and my cousin Tiffany. She's my second cousin, but her and I are just very, very close. And I ended up making her older son, Nolan, a shirt with my Cricut, and it says, Big Brother duties starting April of 2021. So I thought when I saw these, I was going to get these so that I can make Oliver a few onesies. And if she's popping on here and seeing this, just never mind. But these are called Onesies Too Cool. They're an 8.5 by 11 stencil. They're $13.99 on the website. But it says, Too Cool for Drool, World's Cutest Alarm Clock, which is one of the ones I want to make for him. I Don't Drool, I Sparkle. And Party My Crib 2 a.m. BYOB, which is Bring Your Own Bottle. So there's a set of these, and I definitely want to make him this World's Cutest Alarm Clock and this Party My Crib 2 a.m. BYOB. So those are two that I really want to make for him. It'll just be fun that I can do. And then I can also use them for other, baby shower gifts of friends that are having kids. Because I do have another friend who is due the exact same time as my cousin that is having a little girl. And I can do the I Don't Drool, I Sparkle for little Avery. So I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with these onesies. And the onesies is where you'll start seeing a lot of the ink come into play, because I'll be using the ink on those specifically. Then the next one that we have is, it's called our Home Quads. It's a 12 by 12 stencil. And it comes with 4 different little sayings. One is, home is where the heart is. Bless our home. Love makes this house a home, and there's no place like home. And actually, There's No Place Like Home is the one we are going to use tonight. We're going to use that There's No Place Like Home on a project tonight. Then I got the Be Kind quads, which are a 12 by 12, and it says, Let It Be Kind, Sweet Bee, and Hello Honey. So there's that set, and this is also 12 by 12. This is a new stencil that has been released, and it is available on my website, which the website is foxychickdesigns.magnoliadesignco.com. All right, so next thing that we got is this cute little farmhouse 8.5 by 11. It's a 12 pack. It comes with 12 different little stencils on them. They're like a 3 by 3 stencil. We've got one that says Farmer's Market, Farm Fresh Eggs, Farm, then the cow, the pig, and the chicken, Farm to Table, Farm Sweet Farm, Farm Life, Welcome to Our Home, Welcome to the Farm, then the little chicken weather thing, I'm not quite sure what that is, and then the word home. And this one up here at the top, I'm not quite sure what this is, so I want to look. I'm not sure what this top one says, so I do want to see. I want to pull it down. Oh, it says Live Simply. So there are 12 of them, and they cut apart really nice. And this is an 8.5 by 11 stencil, and it is $13.99 as well. And then I got this one here, and this one has cute little baby feet on it, and I love little baby feet. And it says, of all the things I've held in my hand, the best by far is you. So I just thought this was really cute, and I've got a couple people and projects in mind for that guy. Then I told you guys that I was getting a new polka dot and what is this called? Buffalo plaid. So that's just a replacement for the ones that I already have. And then another one of the new stencils that came out is called Be Still. It's a 12 by 18, but it says Be Still and Know That I Am God, and then He Is Risen. The He Is Risen I will be using next year for Easter. I might do a few projects, here and there with it, but I pretty much got this stencil for the Be Still and Know That I Am God. That is one of my very favorite sayings, and I have it in one above my refrigerator in my house on a piece of wood. So I absolutely love that saying. So those are some of the new products that I got. What I'm going to do is, the project that we're going to make tonight is we're going to use the home quads, and we're going to do There's No Place Like Home. And hey Darlene, welcome. I have puppies. Well, I call them puppies. They're really not puppies. They are grown dogs. They're not going to get any bigger. My Papillon is like 16 years old. So he is a senior dog, very much a senior dog. And then I have a Shih Tzu who is 5. So I call them puppies, but they are full grown dogs. They're small dogs, but they are full grown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little piece that I got from the Dollar Tree. And on the back of it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use our little puppy paw print. That it comes in a 2-pack. It comes with the puppy paw print and a leopard print. It comes just like the polka dots and the buffalo pied. It comes just like this. But we're going to use the puppy dog paws in our black chalk paste, and then I'm going to paint this here with, let's see, what color do I want to use? I'm probably going to paint it with some Waverly chalk paste in cashew and do a couple different coats on that. And then we're going to do the There's No Place Like Home in the black chalk paste as well. So we're pretty much going to be doing a black and white project tonight. Let me pull out my chalk paste. I'm going to grab my coal black, and I'm going to put my inks in here and my new paste. I'm kind of running out of room for paste. Surprise, surprise. That does not surprise me at all. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip you guys down so that you can see what I'm doing. Just grabbing a couple paintbrushes here. So I'm going to flip you guys down so you can see, you know, how we start making this project. And we are going to get to crafting. So I'm going to go ahead and there we go. Let me fix that so I can see comments as they come in. All right. So what I'm going to do first is, I'm actually going to take a drink. So you guys that are watching, what are you drinking with me tonight? I am just drinking some water. Okay. So I got this little spatula guy from the Dollar Tree. It's called a paint scraper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in underneath here. Hopefully it'll work like it did last time, because if it doesn't, I'm going to cry. Because I don't want to ruin this. So I'm just kind of bending this back and sticking that in there. And then I'm just kind of peeling. This is why I had this all done before I started the project last time, because I was just afraid I was going to, you know, like cut myself or something weird. So I'm going to just go ahead and pull out, the little tacks here. And I'm just going to start peeling this up. I'm just going to slide this down just a little bits at a time. Alright, so I'm just sliding my way down here. I'm going to get underneath this little tack and pull this one out too. Hey Sandy, welcome. I'm just working my way around here, just pulling this up. I'm trying to see kind of what damage I'm doing underneath there, which I'm not real concerned, because like I said, we are gonna chalk on it. All right, so So I'm just pulling off these little tacks that are in the corner because I'm going to put those back in because they're super, super cute. Alright. Okay. Which I kind of figured that I was going to have that issue. And that's okay because we are going to put this piece right back down. Alright, so I'm going to pull this guy out and set this up here. So the way this looks, I am not real concerned because basically this is going back down over it, so you're not going to see any of that. So, hey Annette, welcome. I am not real concerned how this looks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this guy here, and I'm going to, let's see, don't need that. I can put this to the side. Actually, what I want to do before I start this is I want to get a coat of paint going on this. So in your box that your goodies come in, they usually stuff them with these little papers. Well, I like to keep these little papers for when I paint. And it makes it really nice because then I don't have to worry about my desk mat getting all messy or my desk getting all messy. So I kind of like that. So I'm just going to open some of my Waverly chalk paint in Cashew. And I'm going to dip my little paintbrush. And I'm just going to go to town getting this painted. And like I said, we may have to put a couple coats on it, you know, just to cover it. Usually not, because the Waverly chalk paint just really has a good coverage. That's why I like it so much. Yeah, and you can see through it a little bit. So I'm going to just set this off to the side, and I'm going to use my heat tool. I'm going to just go ahead and get this all dried up. So I'm going to dry in between each layer just so that it gets really good coverage. And the chalk paint does not take a whole long time to dry. It's pretty quick. And that's another reason why I like it. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to go back in with another coat. I'm trying to be careful here on the sides. When I get this all squared away, and I think it might have just only taken 2. So let's get this dry and see what we've got. And I'm going to make sure that this one is really dry because this is where we're going to be stenciling. And when you use paint and you're going to stencil, you do want to make sure that your paint is all completely dry, because your stencil will pull up your chalk paste and or chalk paint if you are not completely dry underneath. And actually, I think this is pretty well covered. You really can't see through it of what was underneath. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to close up my chalk paint because I am notorious for spilling. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and set my paintbrush over there, and I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to sit him over here and let him dry a little bit more while we are working on our little footies. You know what, I need to see if I can find, oh, is that my, nope. That's not the tacky towel I'm looking for. I just do not know what I did with my tacky towel. It's kind of making me crazy because I really like my tacky towel. So, because this is the first time of using this stencil, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put on the back paw print. And the reason I mark the back of my stencils is because our stencils are reusable. They can be used 8 to 12 times depending on how you care for them. They are silk screened, self-adhesive, reusable stencils. You can use them over and over again, so you want to keep the backer sheet so that you can put them back on once they are cleaned off. And there is a dull side and there is a more shiny side. And so your stencil goes back on the shiny side, so you mark the back of your stencil so you know which way it goes back on. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking my finger and rolling it down off the top and pulling it across. You never want to pull your stencil side to side or like corner to corner because you could stretch them, and that's something that I don't want to do to mine. So I'm just rolling it down and I'm just pulling it off the backer sheet. And then I'm going to set the backer sheet off to the side. And since I can't find my tacky towel, I'm going to just take the stencil and I'm going to just lay it up against my shirt. And I'm going to do that a few times just to get some lint on it. We call this fuzzing or linting, whichever you prefer. Just to take some of the stick off because it's a brand new stencil. And this is really important, especially if you are stenciling on glass or galvanized like the tin. You want to make sure that you do this so that your stencil doesn't stick. Okay, so I'm going to go right here, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do right along this edge here. I'm going to go straight across. I'm not going to do up here on the handle. So I'm just spreading this all out, making sure that there are no air bubbles in the silk screened areas. Alright, so now I'm going to open up my black chalk paste. And I'm going to grab a squeegee and a stir stick. I'm going to go in here and give this a good stir and make sure that this is all stirred up just the way I like it. I like my chalk paste to be about the consistency of frosting in a can. So I'm just giving this a good stir. I'm going to be needing to order me some more of this chalk paste too. But this black chalk paste I got with my kit over a year ago. In January it was a year. So, and I use the black quite a bit. So you can tell how long the chalk pastes last. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take some chalk paste and I'm going to, kind of just smooth it around over here. Whoops, got a little bit of a clump there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start from the top here and work my way down. And I'm going to go in, whoops, of course I stuck my finger in it. Of course, why not? So I'm going to just pretty much go around this edge here, kind of where the white is. I'm not going to do all of this gray in here because it's not going to be seen. So I am going to go in a little bit just to make sure that, it's covered where I want it to be. And actually, I wasn't going to do the handle, but I am. I'm going to do this little handle here, little part of the handle. Okay, so I think I'm good here. So I'm going to just squeegee off the excess into my jar, and I'm just going to go back over here, getting, a little bit more of that chalk paste off, because there is quite a bit of extra here, and I just don't want to waste it, so I'm going to just squeegee it back up and put it back into my jar. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to just go ahead and very gently, I'm going to work from the top here, and I'm going to work my way down. And I did not fuzz this very well, as I can see here. This is still really, really sticky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try to rock it back and forth. I'm going to try very hard not to, stretch it. I'm going to try my best to just pull, and I'm going to pull straight up. And my hands are getting absolutely a mess, and that's okay. So I'm just going to pull just straight up, and I got quite a bit. I pulled some of this off, which I'm hoping will come off, but when I clean it, I will get a lot of that off. So I'm going to just sit that off to the side to dry. So there is the back part of that. I'm going to go ahead and just grab a wipe and clean off my fingers. I'm really hoping I can get some of that off the back, because I did peel up some of this around the edge here, but I think I'll be able to get it, nice and cleaned off. And as long as it's not in the stencil, in the actual silk screened area, it doesn't really matter. As long as I'm able to get it off the silk screened areas, because that's the only places that you're going to notice it anyway. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to dry it up. And actually, before this gets, too dry, I want to try and peel some of this up, because it is on the silk screen. So I do want to try and get as much of this up as possible. you know what, and I'll do it when I clean it. It's not all that bad, so I don't want to take your guys' time trying to clean that up. So I'm just going to get this all nice and dry. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of squeegee that back up and get that all back in there. All right, so now I'm going to bring this piece in, and I want to make sure that it's all dry, which it looks like it is. It's not on the side, but that's okay. So I'm going to set that over there, and I'm going to move this over here, and we're going to bring this guy in there, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up our home quads, and of course I got paint on the corner. Like I said, I am not a clean crafter by any stretch of the means. Any stretch of the word, not happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in here. I'm going to pull this out a little bit. I got to completely pull it out. And I'm just going to cut along this line here that it leaves for you to cut. And as I'm getting chalk paste all over me, I'm not doing such a great job here tonight, y'all. I'm really sorry. I am struggling a little bit tonight. All right, so now I'm going to push this back in here. I'm going to go ahead and close this up. And I'm going to get a wipe and clean off the chalk paste there and get it off of me, because I really don't want to transfer it onto this, white piece that we are working with. All right, so I'm going to just set that off to the side. And I'm going to do the same thing with the back here, and I'm going to put No Place Like Home. And hey Deb, welcome. And so again, I'm going to peel from the middle. I'm going to peel this stencil down off the back. I'm going to set the backer sheet off to the side. I'm going to, since I saw that I peeled up quite a bit of that other, I'm going to go ahead and actually I'm going to lay this down here on my skirt and try to get some fuzz. Just trying to make sure that this is not quite so sticky. I just want to make sure that there's no big pieces in the silk screened area, to where it doesn't the chalk paste doesn't go through. So that is really something I don't want to do at all. And actually, I'm going to, this little heart right here that I'm seeing, I think I'm going to use some Tiffany teal to put in there. All right, so now I think I'm good on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lay this down like so. And I'm going to just make sure that the silk screened areas are not, there's no bubbles in them. I am going to grab my Tiffany teal over here. And I'm going to go this up. So, and what I'm going to do is I am going to use my multi-purpose tool, and I'm just going to grab a little bit of this Tiffany teal, and I'm going to put that right here on this heart. And I'm going to squeegee that off, and then I'm going to work with some of the black here. Alright, and now that I go down here to the home, I want to be very careful not to get any of this chalk paste into the heart. And actually, I'm going to go this way on this, just because I want to be able to see what I'm doing and not get it on the heart at all. Alright, I think this is all good, so I'm going to squeegee that back off, and we're going to see how this looks once I can get it up, because nails are never easy. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get the corner up, and I'm going to peel it across like so, and I'm going to very gently, and I didn't fuzz it enough either, so this is probably not going to look the greatest. I'm just kind of working my way across here, just trying to make sure that I'm not pulling off paint. Working my way, just very gently. Sometimes you just got to take your time, you know, getting your chalk paint, your stencil off of your surface. I'm just trying to be very, very, very gentle, very, very careful, because I don't want to ruin the stencil. I don't want to ruin my project either, like I did right there. Okay, so I'm going to set this off to the side as well, and I will clean that off. And then this little spot right here, what I can do is I can go back in with my paintbrush. I think I'm going to use a little paintbrush because I do not want to mess this up. I really like how this looks, so I'm going to grab one of my tiny, tiny, tiny little paintbrushes here. And I'm going to go in with just a little bit of paint. And I'm going to fix this up right here. And I'm going to just dabble over here a little bit of where I peeled up a little bit as well. And it's okay because it's kind of going to look a little bit distressed, which not going to be a big deal. Alright, so there is that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this all dry. here is grab just a little piece. Oh, excuse me. And I might put just a little bit of blue. I think I'm going to put a, okay, well, I'm not going to use this blue ribbon because I got chalk paste into it, because as you can see, my chalk paste are still open. Hey Sharon, welcome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my heat tool here and get some goodies ready here. Get some of my now that I'm done with my chalk paste, I'm going to go ahead and just scrape off the edge, get this all scraped back into the jar, sit my squeegee and my stir stick off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and get this closed up. I received my bunny and so cute, loved it. Oh, Sharon, I'm glad. I've been meaning to reach out to you to see if you got it. Because I know that the mail has just been ridiculous with its delivery times, and I've been getting stuff on Sunday because our delivery person doesn't get her her route done, all when she's supposed to. And so I don't know. Okay. All right, so now I'm just going to pull off just a little bit of this blue. Set this all off to the side. Got a white skirt on and I've got chalk paste all over me. Goodness gracious. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over like so, and I'm going to just put some glue down, and I'm going to push this down, and then I'm just going to put some hot glue here on my ribbon, put a little bit right here, and I'm going to just lay that down like so. Flip this over and make sure I'm liking how it looks, which I do. So then I'm going to pull in, hey Julia, welcome. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this back down over like so. I'm going to lay this down like this. And I'm actually going to put some E6000 and of course my dog is going to start barking. Okay, so there's some E6000, and then I've got some chalk paint that I'm going to put down. And I'm going to just put some hot glue down to help kind of hold in places till the E6000 kind of takes hold. Alright, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to make sure I have it right where I want it before I lay it down. Move this over just a little bit. sure that this is all glued down. Thank you. Well, Sharon, I have dogs, and so, like, there's no place like home with my dogs. So, then I'm going to take these cute little, like, tacks that were in it to begin with, and I'm going to, okay, that's if I can find the little holes. Alright, so there's that one. So I'm just going to push this back down. Ugh. Push this back down like so. And then I'm going to go up here and get this one too. I'm just going to push that. Well, I'm hoping to push that. I don't want it to. Okay. And I'm going to grab this guy here. Push that in. And then I'm going to grab this guy here. I'm going to kind of look. Sorry, I've got to kind of pull it up so I can see right where the little hole was. And I'm going to push this in. And I'm probably going to have to grab my hammer once this is all dry to get these all back in. Oh, yay. Okay. I missed the first part. What kind of board did you... I missed the first part. What kind of board did you stencil home on? What I did is it came... You know what? I don't know if I have another one. It was a Dollar Tree board, and it came with this kind of on the background. And on here it had some Easter saying on it, and I used some Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew and painted 2 coats over this little board here. I had just peeled it up. That's why it was kind of a mess underneath. And I painted 2 coats on here. Then I stenciled the There's No Place Like Home from our home quads that just came out. They come in a set like this. They come in a set of 4. And I used the There's No Place Like Home stencil with some black chalk paste and some Tiffany teal chalk paste. Then on the back here, I used our puppy print stencil and just stenciled it in black underneath. And the only reason I did that is because I am a puppy lover. I have 2 wonderful dogs. And so, to me, without my dogs, there is no place like home. Like, I am very much a pet lover. I'm very much a dog lover. So, I decided to make a project like this tonight. So, and then what I'll do is once this is dry under here, because it's getting a little, you can see all this that pulled up, but my glue here is not setting quite the way I wanted it to, and I'm trying to make sure that it's, you know, all on the edges here. So I'm just trying to make sure that this is all down right where I want it. And then what I'll do is I'll set some heavy stuff on top of this so that it will dry the way I want it to, and then I'll take my little hammer and hammer these little brads down, because they'll help keep this intact. But anyhow, this is the project for tonight. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Just so you know, I had somebody asked me if I sell my projects, and I do. Any project that you see being made here on this page or this channel, if you're watching on YouTube, these projects are for sale. So if you ever see one, or if you go back through and see something that you would like to get your hands on, if you will just private message me right here on this page. Most of my projects range in price from $8 up to $25. I don't have very many that are over $25. The ones that are over $25 are like my porch setters. And those I like to keep local. I don't mind sending a porch setter, but I do ask that the buyer pays for the shipping. But like I said, any project that you see here is up for grabs. It is for sale. And it's one that on most things, the one that you're asking for, if I've already sold it, it's always something that I can, duplicate. Right now I do have an Etsy store open. I am really considering closing it and just putting things on Mercari. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but I've had real good success with Mercari. So I'm really thinking of closing my Etsy shop and just going with Mercari. When I do that, I will let you guys know, and I will make sure that you have the link to my Mercari shop. The way they came out, I have always had a dog in my life. Yes, me too. I've either had a cat or a dog, and sometimes both. So, but this is our project for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for popping on with me tonight, and I will see you guys on Thursday night. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and pull you guys back up here to me. I will see you guys on Thursday night for another fun project using some Magnolia Design Company stencils and some chalk paste, and I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Bye, y'all.